To Matthew. Some of the scribes and Pharisees said to Jesus, "Teacher, we wish to see a sign from you." He said to them in reply, "An evil and unfaithful generation seeks a sign, but no sign will be given it except the sign of Jonah the prophet. Just as Jonah was in the belly of the whale 3 days and 3 nights, so will the Son of Man be in the heart of the earth 3 days and 3 nights. At the judgment, the men of Nineveh will arise with this generation and condemn it, because they repented at the preaching of Jonah, and there's something greater than Jonah here. At the judgment, the queen of the south will arise with this generation and condemn it, because she came from the ends of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon. And there is something greater than Solomon here." The Gospel of the Lord. Does it not amaze you how God speaks in intimacy with his people? The amazement of the closeness, the amazement of his connection with his people, and he speaks to them heart to heart. So God, through the prophet Micah, is inviting the heavens and the mountains and the seas to witness between him and his people, to be a witness. Because, the mountains usually do not change. Human beings go back, but the mountains are pretty stable a little bit. So he says, "Come, oh mountains, I want to present my plea before the mountains. Pay attention, oh foundations of the earth. For the Lord establishes a plea against his people, and he brings them into a trial." So God brings them into a trial. He brings us into a trial. From the very beginning, when Adam and Eve sinned against God, he said, "Adam, what is this that has happened?" He said, "Oh, it's the woman you gave me." It was a trial. God knew everything that had happened. He said, "Where are you?" Because he comes to walk in intimacy with his people. He walks in the garden with his people. So he said, "Where are you, Adam?" And I said, "I'm naked." God asked a geographical question, a point of location. But Adam failed the question. He said, "I am naked." He was talking of his naked. Naked? How did you know that? How did you find that out? Have you been eating from, so God establishes, he wants a trial. He brings, because he knows he is just. Because he knows he has done all that he needs to do. So when Kai says, talk about establishing, the judicial, happening, so there are questions and answers. And God speaks also in prophet Isaiah. Chapter 1 verse 18, he says, "Come, let us reason this together. Let us talk this together. Though your sins are like scarlet, they shall be white as snow. Though they are red as crimson, they shall be white as snow." So let us reason together. And the questions are quite very obvious. "Oh my people, what have I done to you? Or how have I wearied you? Answer me. For I brought you up from the land of Egypt, from the place of slavery I released you. I sent before you Moses, the charismatic, inspired leader of my people. I sent you Moses to lead you, to guide you. I sent Aaron the priest to direct your spiritual affairs. I sent you Miriam to sing praises for you. What have I not done?" What shall I come before the now? The people were going to respond. They were going to respond with burnt offerings. They were going to respond with offering even their own children to offer their sons for them. But that's not what God requires. What He requires is moral requirements. A change. A change. Only to do the right and to love goodness. That's what God requires. So it is possible to mail our checks to the parish and just, I've done my part. Yeah, it is the easiest. I've asked people before what each one is easier to do. To mail your check in to the parish, or to come every time for adoration, or to come every time for mass. Which one is easier? I'm done with it. The moral requirements, truth, following the commandments of the Lord. Where is my heart? To do good, to live justly, to walk humbly before God. And that's why we ask for signs. That's why we are disturbed about what is going on in the outside. We are not concerned with what's going on in the inside. Many of us can tell stories and beautiful stories of trips and pilgrimages we have made. We are talking about the outside, the external. But how about the inside? We've made so many beautiful journeys to spiritual beautiful places, but we find it difficult to make the inward journey. The inward journey to listen to God's voice speaking to us and to say, look, let's talk this over. I give you everything. I give you all the resources necessary. But I want to speak with you intimately. I want you to be mine. That's what happens even here in America. We buy all the toys in the world for our kids, but we don't have time with them. Toys cannot replace time and attention with kids. Toys and toys and toys, and the kids learn to go with their toys and everywhere, and it gives a sense of false security. And when they grow up, they exchange one toy for another. The toys could be cars, the toys could be this, it could be any toys and toys and toys and toys and toys. So little ones have the little toys, the big guys have the big toys. But nothing can satisfy the heart except God, who created the heart. And that's why Jesus is speaking to the Jews. Because you think things have changed? No, they've not changed. Several years Micah was speaking. After that, Jesus started to speak. They wanted signs. The people in the gospel wanted signs. Show us signs. Those who ask for signs never ever believe. Because the one who has faith, no explanation is necessary. For the one who does not have faith, the one who has faith, no explanation is important, is necessary. They know, they believe. The Pharisees and scribes called Jesus teacher, but the apostles knew him as Lord. And so they did not believe. They were contesting with him because they also were teachers. Give us a sign. This is a man who had worked miracles. This is a person who has raised the dead. This is somebody who has calmed the sea. They say they want signs. What other signs do they want? And Jesus speaks to them. The sign that will be given, the sign like Jonah, 3 days in the belly of the fish, the sign of the Son of Man, 3 days in the belly of the earth, and 3 nights. And he got up and he rose. That's the only sign. Because he said, look, when Jonah preached to the Ninevites, they put on sackcloths and ashes. He said it's going to be difficult, it's going to be terrible, because they did that. But there's someone greater than Jonah here. The queen of the south, Bathsheba, she had to come from all the way from the south to listen to the wisdom of Solomon. But he said there's someone greater than Solomon here. Today, brothers and sisters, the one who is greater than Jonah, the one who is greater than Solomon, is right here domiciled 24/7 in our churches all over the world. Jesus wants our company, but what do we have? We have Jesus living in our tabernacles like a stranger, like someone we do not know, like the one we do not call on. He's just there always. Come, let us talk this over. Why do you carry baggages of fear and worries on your soul? Why do you carry stress and tiredness and weariness on your soul? When the one who is in the tabernacle says, come to me, all who labor and overburdened, and I will give you rest. Why do we come to church with all our stress, with all our troubles and fears, and yet we go back with them? That's the reason why our churches are not populated, because those who come are not different from those who did not come. The moral requirement